Good morning and welcome to the Winter Blast. So, the Winter Blast is our annual celebration of all things custom culture, motorcycle and general cool stuff. This is our fourth year doing it, and the last one we're doing it as Boyds of Bedford, the clothing brand. So hopefully some of you were there and you will see yourself in the background, but if you weren't there, I'm going to show you what it's all about and it'll be like you were here with us. So let's go and check out what's going on. So the Winter Blast takes place at the Rushton Transport Museum's historical goods shed, and it makes the perfect backdrop for a classic car and motorcycle event. Everyone starts arriving from 8 a.m. in the morning and we have to get the doors open by 11, so it's a real quick turnaround to get everything ready and open the doors ready for people to come in. One of the things I was really keen to do was to interview a few of the builders and the people who were at the show, and I recorded a few of those things, but sadly the noise of the DJs and the bands playing meant that audio was not really usable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my incredible impression skills to give you a real flavour of what it was like there and basically summarise what was said. So first up was my good friend Simon from Mint Customs. I'm sure you're familiar with him if you're into custom motorcycles, and he came along with 2 bikes. So let's just have a little flavour of what that interview was like. Hey Simon, how's it going? Thanks very much for coming to the show.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us along, Tom. We wouldn't have missed it for the world. And it's a great pleasure of us to bring these 2 bikes along to show you.
So that's just a little flavour of what it was really like, and a very, very accurate representation of Simon's voice. So he brought 2 bikes along with him. The first one was called Ada, which he built 8 years ago and was based around a 48 Sportster, and I think really sort of typifies the Mint style that, if you're familiar with his bikes, you'll be familiar with. And yeah, certainly one that we absolutely loved having at the show and drew a lot of attention. The second one was really interesting as well. So it's called Skip Rat, and he basically raided the parts bin of stuff that was not going to be used and was probably going to end up being thrown away. He said the frame was a little bit shorter than normal, but was able to put together what I think is a really, really cool bike made out of parts that would otherwise have been destined for the bin. So again, thanks so much to Mint for supporting us and for bringing their bikes along as they always do. And incidentally, Simon also plays in a band called Smash. I know he's known for his bike building, but I absolutely loved Smash growing up, and yeah, he plays bass in them, so do check out Smash if you get a moment too. I thought it'd be cool to show you around some of the traders that had made the journey over to the Winter Blast this year. We were lucky enough to be joined by our good friends, the Biker Company, who travelled all the way from Cheltenham, and they've got a fantastic range of sort of moto-related goods. They sell helmets and all that protective stuff that you would expect, but they also sell a lot of Carhartt workwear as well, which I'm a massive fan of and wear a lot of when I'm not wearing Boyds. Over here we had my good friend Lee, Tough Enough Leather, who makes incredible things like belts. And next to him we had Glenn, who is an artist and did these incredible paintings. Coming up next we had Skin and Bone, who came over from Bristol, and they are an unnervingly handsome couple, Jess and Cookie, and we've met them at shows before and become great friends, and it was brilliant for them to come all the way and join us. We then had my good friend George, who we'll be interviewing a little bit later on, and I'm sure you're looking forward to hearing what she has to say, and also hearing a good representation of what her voice sounds like, but she's busy here painting a helmet, and she was doing baubles as well. Next we had Mad Danny, who we'll never see on screen. He is a vampire, so he's sat in that chair there, but he's invisible. He doesn't appear on film, and that's a great mystery to us all. Next up we had stitched up banners. So my friend Ellie makes these super cool banners. Again, something she's been doing for a short while and already made a real impact, and we've seen her at some amazing shows as well. Over here we have my friend Joe from Fusion Auto Paint selling some paint supplies, and he also had this beer that looked like a can of etch primer, and it makes me worry that you might end up drinking etch primer, which I can't imagine would be good for you. I am just going to stop here and look at this bike, which was a twin engine pre-unit Triumph that was a fresh build that my friend James brought along, and he actually started it up at the show, and that was a real highlight for everyone. I love Moon Eyes and I love the design of it, and this bike was a real top build and perfect center stage for the show. Over here we have this beautiful 1941 Harley Model U bought by Imperial Speedco, and again just so original, some super cool stickers on there, and that was rode to the show as well, so it didn't come on a trailer. Alongside next to it here we had this beautiful Triumph chop, which again I love the pinstriping, I love the style, and I like, I really like these sort of original choppers that get ridden, and again that was ridden to the show in the morning. Next up here we have Lee from Tough Enough Leather Goods. This is his own Harley chop, and again we absolutely love that thing, and looks great in the under the lights. A few of the other bikes here in the lineup, a super original Triumph, again a really original Moto Guzzi, so there's a real mix of sort of classic and custom unique builds here, and one of the things we really try and do is to curate a really eclectic mix of motorcycles, so whatever your taste, hopefully there'll be something that tickles your fancy. Back to some traders, we had Ben here from Black Hearts Social, bought a load of parts. He makes really cool bikes, so please go and check him out on Instagram. A load of vintage t-shirts and stuff like that. We had Iron Motorcycle Parts selling things like headlights and electrical gadgets and gizmos, to pick up and hopefully help you with your build, so do check him out. Next we had Urban Gent, who sell things like beard oils and shaving kits, and a really good Christmas gift, but also just great to pick up for yourself. Next up we had our good friends the Veloce Club. Guido, when you point a camera at him, will always do something like this, and that's why we love him. But again, they sell moto goods. They're just over in Hitchin. They've got a great hangout. They make great coffee, and they are incredible company. We were then really proud to have our friends from Oily Road Customs come all the way over from Gloucester way. Again, they have a fantastic hangout there. I'm sure you're familiar with the brand. They make great t-shirts, and again, a real stalwart of the motorcycle community, creating a place for people to hang out and make friends, which is super important to us. So the next in my series of failed interviews was with my dear friend George Jacobs, signed by George. If you're familiar with her, you'll know she's a big part of the Boyds family. Someone who has supported the brand for a long time, and in fact I met George when she decided to trade at the very first Winter Blast 4 years ago. So let's just hear a little snippet of that interview. Hi George, thanks again for coming along and trading at the Winter Blast.
Oh, no problem, Tom. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. These events are so important for us to reach out and show people what we get up to and demonstrate our skills. Look, I've been painting some baubles and all kinds of stuff.
So there's a little snippet of that interview, and you'll be surprised how uncannily similar that Simon's voice is to George's. Yes, it is like that. Incredible. But George is a real talent. She's a sign writer. She was there painting baubles. She did some helmets. She was selling some fantastic art pieces that we'll show you a couple dropped in here. And she will, of course, be helping me with car builds if I ever have any sign writing on vehicles and bikes and stuff like that. And you can be sure that the interview was full of banter, as it always is with George. She's the absolute life and soul of the party, and we love her to bits. So the Winter Blast isn't just about traders and bikes, it's also about music. And we were lucky enough to have our good friend Rollin K J Foley opening up the stage with his incredible one-man act. Really amazing noise for one person, you have to see him. We also had the Roll Your Own DJs in between bands, and then after them we had El Camino playing, who are just incredible, great fun rockabilly bands, and they've really got the look. We love the Mexican masks and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, again, great to have them here. And then finally, to end the show, we had our good friends Howlin Skulls, who've played a show before with us. Again, they have a real great rock sound, and I would really encourage you to go and check out all three of those musicians. They are fantastic, and we were so grateful to have them at the show, entertaining the crowds and making sure we're all keeping our feet tapping. Back to some more of the traders. So we had Ginger Garage Products, who sell these really cool custom helmet stands which would grace the walls of any of our workshops, houses, garages and that kind of stuff. But it's got a really cool style. It was also, you may have seen at the beginning of the video, it's got an incredible old van which because I couldn't bring the Falcon on the day it wasn't ready, he very kindly allowed us to have that in the show as well. And yeah, everyone absolutely loved having that there. Next up is my mother's ruin, Seeing Eye Rum. My friends are local rum brands who make this incredible spiced rum called Seeing Eye. They also have amazing branding. We've got a Boyds collaboration t-shirt, so go and check them out if you still want to get a Boyds t-shirt. That's probably the only place you can, and they're launching a hot sauce soon. Here we have motorcycling legend, I suppose, really. Hilly, Stephen Hill. He's been doing illustrations and artwork for brands for forever, and his work is incredible. And he's just such a great supporter of the scene, and we loved him for that. And I was really pleased to have these guys with us as well. So Dirty Twins Moto Co., a fantastic new clothing brand. And you know, one of the things people keep saying to me as we're closing down is, where am I going to get my clothes now? And there is some really cool brands out there, and you know, there's these guys making cool stuff, so do go and check them out too. So the final of my ill-fated interviews was with YouTube royalty Demante Tomboy a bit, and again, I'm sure a lot of you already follow her channel. She has got a huge following reviewing motorcycles, and she's actually on her third motorcycle build as well, and we were lucky enough to have one of her bikes with us today. So let's just have a little snippet of what was said in that interview before I guess I'll summarize it. So, hey Demante, thank you so much for coming along to the show. Oh, thank you very much for having me, Tom. It's been really cool to kind of be here and see it and bring along one of my bikes. So I've actually appeared on your channel when you interviewed me, so it's nice to kind of turn the tables and have you on this channel. Yeah, we came along to your old workshop and saw how you screen print your t-shirts, and it was really cool to kind of see what goes behind making a clothing brand. So that, again, you'll be shocked again that the voice of Demante is extremely similar to that of George and Simon. It's quite uncanny. It's almost like I only have one potential impression, but that isn't it at all. It is literally, they all sound like that. But yeah, Demante had her bike Jonesy with her, a CB750, which she's just got running, and it was so cool to have her there, and I wish I was able to share the interview with you. And annoyingly, I didn't get any shots of her bike, so what I would suggest you do is go and check out her channel, give her a follower, and see the build she's doing. And she works a lot with Simon from Mint Customs, but again, a great supporter of the scene. We see her at shows everywhere. I met her many years ago at a kickback show in Malvern, and we've remained great friends since then. So again, thanks to her for coming along to the show and supporting Boyds, and yeah, right the way from the start, and when she came along and interviewed us as well, that did a great deal of good for the brand. So thank you very much to her. So the final trader, the final thing to mention is my friend Dan Slap. He was there, Slap Industries. He's a great photographer, and he was selling prints and calendars and t-shirts. But Dan is the person who captures the Boyds visuals, I suppose, really, and his photos are such a big part of what we do. So please do go and check him out and follow him. So that was the Winter Blast 2024. It's now the day after. I'm back home and recovering after what was a fun-packed and frenetic day. I wish I got more footage actually. I kind of thought I'd captured everything, but I think as the Seeing Eye Rum and beer was flowing and taking its toll on me, I kind of didn't capture everything there. There was so much to see, and a really fantastic day. One of the things that I did was just said a few words when we were at the show, and I was surprisingly eloquent, which surprised me. And what I wanted to say really is how important the community is to Boyds of Bedford, and has been, and how it will be to Boyds Carlton Classic as well. Sort of 10 years ago, I moved to Bedford and I didn't know anyone, and I was commuting to London every single day, getting up at 7:30 in the morning, getting home at 7 p.m. at night. Didn't really interact with anyone outside of work, but I always had this passion for cars and motorcycles, and quite a few years ago, I was kind of brave enough to take the 1966 Beetle I had at the time and go to a car and bike meet, H-Town in Hitchin, my friend Felix runs, and went on my own, you know, just took a chance, just was a bit brave and went along. And at that meet I met my best friend Dan, Slap Industries, as you've seen then, and my life transformed. You know, I went from being someone who's quite lonely, who had this very individual passion for cars and motorcycles that I just kept to myself and tinkered on my driveway, and went to this meet, met someone, and it just opened up this whole world of meeting like-minded people. And what's great about events like the Winter Blast and meets and all of the kind of shows and events that we go to is you can just sit down next to someone, grab a beer and start chatting because you have something to talk about. And that's what the community is all about for me. Without that, you know, I would have continued to be living quite a solitary life and not making loads of friends. And it's become not only a great outlet for me, but it's kind of, you know, become a career and something that I really would like to pursue seriously. So the community is really, really important to us. So one final thing to say as well is we, at the Winter Blast, we did a final Boyds t-shirt. I'll stick a picture of it up now. It was the Till Death Do Us party design, which kind of seemed quite apt. We printed 25 and they actually sold out within a couple of hours, and everyone was asking me, could we get some more of those done? So what we are going to do is we're going to open them up as a pre-order. You can go to our website and pick those up. We'll open them for pre-order till next Sunday, which is like the 7th of December, I think, or the 6th of December. And then once all the orders are taken, we'll then print them in the week after, which we'll do in-house here, and we'll ship them all out to you and make sure you get them before Christmas. So if you do want to get one final piece of Boyds merch before we close, certainly for the foreseeable future, this is your opportunity too. Thank you very much for watching this second episode of Boyds Car Classic. Again, I guess a real transition to show you what the brand is all about and how the clothing brand might be finished, but Boyds Car Classic as a brand is going to continue to take on that name. Going forwards, there'll be a lot more build kind of footage and more spannering and workshop stuff. So please do like and subscribe if that's your jam, if you're into American cars. It's been great to kind of chat to people, and that's something I'd like to do more as well. So please do drop in the comments what kind of content you would like to see from Boyds Car Classic, from this YouTube channel. It's all very new to me, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting what you want from me. So again, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Get yourself onto the Boyds website if you want one of our Till Death Do Us party t-shirts. I'll pop the links in the bio, and I'll see you next week.